Okay.
Okay. Evil of power in the hands of men. Like I talk about in there, the paper's called Who Has the Power? And I talk about Adolf Hitler. You know, he was an evil man, yes, and I will never try to say he was anything but sick, sadistic. I mean, I will never condone any of his actions. All I say is that without the German citizens, without the German army, without the German people, he would have been nothing but one crazy nutball talking. I mean, the Emperor of Japan during World War II, like, not many people know about what the Japanese did to the Chinese, but it makes like what the Germans did to the Jews look like how a rough parent disciplines a child. I mean, it's sick and disgusting. Like, I don't even go into detail. I just hope to inspire a little curiosity in people. But also to that effect, I talk about people where the power really lies is in every individual. Every single one of us has more power than we realize. In America, in Canada, Mexico, everywhere across the world, too many people are worried about losing their lives and losing their families' lives, and that's why they stick their head in the sand and they don't stand up for what is right. Not what's right by law, not what's right by man, but what's right by mankind, just what's right, period. And that's what basically, that's what I want to get people to think about with this project, is the fact that we have more power than we realize. We have more control. Each individual person has more control, because if one person says, no, I refuse to go along, I refuse to believe the garbage that you're speaking, well, then that's going to get another person thinking, well, why is that? Well, maybe he's not right. Like, each individual person in this country, in this world, has more power and control over their lives than they realize. They are the only person who has control over their lives. Because if they're scared of losing their life, so they do what's wrong in order to keep their life, what's the point of living anyway? I guess sometimes I get a little preachy, but I feel it's okay.
What inspired you to write this project?
Well, we had to write a couple essays. We had to turn in 10 projects for the class. I really liked this. It was a section on Poe. We had to write, they gave us the option of writing an essay, expository essay on evil. We had to narrow it down, but that was a fantastic start, because when I write papers, when I write speeches, I mean, you know, for projects I do in class, I always like to make people walk away thinking. I mean, because it just seems too often that intelligence isn't pushed. You know, people aren't taught to question, to think, to wonder. You know, so that I try to get people to do something to that effect. So I just seen a perfect opportunity to get some of my thoughts on paper, and I knew, well, we were talking about getting it published in this little lit book. I mean, it's not a textbook or anything, but still more than just myself or the professor was going to read it. So that's what I was hoping for. So it took a while. I had to really condense. It had to be a page, so I really had to condense down what I was saying. So it took me about 2 weeks to get finalized up.
Be published.
If I understand correctly, March the 16th it will be printed. It will be in the paper, either the Journal Advocate or the South Platte Sentinel. I'm not for sure which. Mrs. Baker, I believe her name is, marketing. She could tell you more on the exact date, but the date I was told was March the 16th.
Okay.